here is the big news. And I think it got so big because, number one, it was unexpected. It seemed to come out of nowhere. And then it was so messy, too. Papoose and Remy Ma. What? I actually think this happened like during our last live or right after. So, for y'all, I'm pretty sure everyone remembers that Remy Ma was basically caught with the guy that works for her battle rap league. And people could tell it was an intimate type of situation they had going on. Hey, thank you, Peter. Talking about nails, cute. You know they growing back. They growing back. I know some people are like, growing back. They grown, but yeah, they got longer. Thank you. And then somebody said, Sandman said, you're beautiful. Thank you. Okay, CVL said, Pap and Remy is a bad look for the culture and black folks in general. I don't want to say that, because we've seen worse. Timber said, you're right, that's getting messy between them. So messy. So messy. I felt really bad hearing about some of this stuff just because I felt like it should never be a point. This is somebody at some point you loved this person. You might still love this person. It should never get to the point where y'all trying to like really like degrade each other's character. So Remy Ma came out because Clarissa Shields, I don't think she said anything disrespectful. She just she lightly touched upon their situation when she said on her Breakfast Club interview, she said that Pap has some things to figure out in his personal life. How that turned into this whole ordeal, I don't know. That's why I'm like, were you waiting to say some of these things? Because it was wild. It was wild. Let's see. Oh, scratching with my nails. Okay, so she let us know that apparently Papoose has a gambling problem. He's pawning things. She kind of made it seem like, I don't even like to say broke, because I mean, what is broke in their world and what's broken in like for the average person. But apparently she said he doesn't have a lot of money. When Papoose responded, he said, well, he exhausted a lot of his money holding her down when she was locked up. And I guess he was acting as her manager at one point, and she no longer wanted that type of relationship. I'll get to something I really did not like. Bringing up Papoose' son. That was too far to me. That was too far. And I know that she came back and said the son was okay with it, and he actually thanked her for bringing him up. Apparently, Papoose has a son who lives on an alternative lifestyle. And she made it seem as though Papoose was embarrassed or ashamed of his son's lifestyle. Let's see. CVL says she tried to make it seem like she was carrying him during the relationship. Yes. And I mean, I'm trying to think, are there other successful relationships where the husband is also the manager. I'm trying to think. Y'all, if y'all can think of any, let me know. But when she brought up his son who lives an alternative lifestyle and made it seem as though he's ashamed of his son in some sort of way. Look, parents aren't always going to agree with the things that their children do or the lifestyle their children live, but I don't think it should have been brought out in this way. Because for a lot of people did not know he had a son. So for a lot of people, this is their first introduction to this situation. I just felt like that was a moment that if someone was going to come out and talk about something so sensitive, it should have been the son, not her. Because she didn't do it with the intention of, oh, let me bring the son story to the forefront. The intention was to expose Papoose. So it didn't have the right intentions behind it. I thought it was low. And while I heard some of her other arguments, because obviously if he's pawning her stuff, if he's not paying bills in the house and all that, that's a problem too. But I think to expose someone else's deep family situations, another deep family situation she brought up was that apparently he has an adopted sister who was accused of messing with children. And she said that's why she didn't want her child there. Why did we need to know that? What does that do other than bring shame upon him and his family? Or perhaps that was the point, right? Because that's what it seems like. It seems like that was the point. And that was what was sad to me. Because I felt like this wasn't pertinent information. This wasn't information that the public should be aware of. That has nothing to really do with him. But in her defense, I will say, I think she brought that up because she was trying to explain why she hadn't let her child go with Papoose, who is the father of her daughter. But I still felt like it was a little too much. Like, she could have said, you know why I didn't let my child go with you and your family. Like, I feel like that would have sufficed, right? But being close to people like that, like people who can go no holds bar with people that they claim to have loved, to me, that is scary. Anyone that knows me knows I don't keep a big circle. And part of that is why. Because it's like, I'm the type of person, there will never be a point if I'm super duper close to you and you've told me something that I know is like so shameful, or I don't think I have it in me to ever like try to use that against you. And I've known some stuff about some folk, and they've been on all that. I don't need to go there, because at the end of the day, I have to live with myself. But some people are okay with that. You know, some people feel justified. But I don't think, me personally, just looking at what Clarissa Shields said, he has situations that he has to take care of. That in no way justifies these type of things coming out to me. Even if you are that type of person, it's like, were you just waiting? You know? But she did say, I remember this. She said before that she's the type of person that she'll hold like text messages and stuff and like waiting on the day. I don't know. I know some people get down like that, but I would hate to be thinking like that when I'm close with somebody. Oh, when this person does this, oh, let me keep this. So, nah, nah, nah. Because I don't know. They had been together for so long. I am sure he had some deeper stuff than what he said. But he did. I mean, he did do his own sort of low blows as well. But I'm going to say this. Now we're going to be just surface level here. Let me ask y'all a question, right? When he said that Remy Ma was messing with a woman that she was in jail with, how many of y'all were surprised? Because I wasn't. I was not surprised at that, okay? Let's see. Now, I was surprised about the situation he said he found them in. That was surprising. Drizzy says she tried to make it seem like Pat was a sucker for still communicating with her mom and family, shaking my head. Yo, see, that's the thing. Like, y'all all a family now. Like, that is literally still your husband. So y'all are all a family. So why would he even said during his life, he said, when he mentioned her family, he said, who I have the utmost respect for. I think she should have had some of that same respect in regards to his family. Because we didn't need to know about anyone's stuff like that, you know. What was that really gonna do? It would have been different if it was like, y'all don't be sending your people over there because there might be a situation going on with this person. It wasn't that. None of us were ever going to go to, you know, his family's house. That's something that could have been kept on the low, because as long as they've been together, I'm sure he knows things about her family, deep secrets and stuff like that. But he didn't go there, so that's a credit to him. I mean, now with him exposing that she was in a situation with a woman, I remember. Do y'all remember years ago, a woman came out? People were saying it was Nicki Minaj. Do y'all remember this? It definitely wasn't. There was a woman that came out and said that her and Remy Ma had a thing. Come on, no one's surprised. We might find it like, ooh, you know, but at least I'm not surprised. Let's see. How I say your name? Oh, Lord. I'll say the beginning. Curso said, perfect woman. Thank you. Timber said, I wasn't. And she was locked up for all that time. Come on. Even, yo, I feel like women are a lot more, like, and emotional and needs, like, that sort of comfort. So she's in jail. I mean, isn't that a running thing that people say? Well, she was in prison. She was in prison. Isn't that a running thing that people say that, like, I mean, even men, well, let's see. I was about to say something else. I said, let me not go there. Some other news that came out about one of y'all favorite rappers. Mine too. I actually like this person's music. So I won't touch upon that because, like I said before, I don't feel it's any of our business. Let's see. Drizzy said, I knew Remy was in jail getting turned out. If you believe that lady that came out years ago, she been on that type of time. Let's see. How I say this name? Futsal said, Tima, every time you look good and so sweet. Thank you. So sweet. Thank you. Thank you. That's sweet of you to say. Hello, different breed. Okay, okay, Keyshawn, keep coming with them compliments. I like that. Oh Lord. Kelly said, "What did she do to get incarcerated?" So, she was with a girl that was like a very close friend. All reports, she now claims that her and the girl weren't that close. But according to everyone who had seen her around with this girl, they were close. She was with a friend at the time. And she noticed that some money was missing. Some money of hers was missing. She accused the friend of taking the money. Apparently it was $1,000. And she powed the friend. So yeah, that's yeah. And since then she's rapped about it a couple of times. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't know. She said things like, I did this to a friend over a stack. Imagine what I'd do to. And I'm like, I don't know. But hey, I guess that's her persona. Futsal said, Tima is Vita. Oh, what's